What's going on, guys? It's Cal here from Buffalo SportsCenter. Today I'm going to be making my game-by-game predictions for this upcoming Buffalo Bills season. So let's get right into it. Week 1, we have our home opener against the Arizona Cardinals. I know they get Marvin Harrison as their wide receiver from the draft. There's a lot of hype around the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, he had a little bit of a bounce back last year, but I think the Bills take this one pretty swiftly. Again, the Bills have a lot of new pieces on offense, and the same could be said for their defense. A lot of questionable injuries, too, and we don't know who's going to be healthy for Week 1. It's going to be a tough game, but I think the Bills do end up kind of running away with this one in the fourth quarter. They'll probably win by 2 possessions there. So we start off 1-0. Then we enter the tough part of the schedule, at least I think the tough part of the schedule. It's going to be a rough stretch here. So week 2, we end up playing a prime time game against the Dolphins in Miami. This one's a tough one. I have the Bills losing this one against Miami. Again, the Bills have kind of owned the Dolphins recently, but I think the Bills do drop one here. I think the Dolphins are going to be rolling this year early on in the season, and I think the Buffalo Bills are just going to have a little bit too much to adapt to in the beginning of the season to get rolling. Again, Joe Brady's first year as full-time offensive coordinator, Bobby Babbich's first year as full-time defensive coordinator. The Bills are going to take a couple weeks to get going, and again, the preseason, they didn't play the starters that much, if at all, because of all the injuries. They had to prevent injuries, so I think it's going to take the Bills a couple weeks. So I think they beat the Cardinals, but I think they lose to the Dolphins, dropping them to 1-1. Then we have a home primetime game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this one is going to be a tough game. Again, the Bills don't play good against Jacksonville. We remember that absolutely hideous loss, that happened a while ago where Josh Allen and the offense just could not move the ball down the field whatsoever. That treacherous game where we had a bunch of injuries, too, including the one to Matt Milano, which kind of detoured our season last year. But I am going to take the Bills here to bounce back after losing to Miami. I think they win a very close game here against Jacksonville to make them 2-1. Then we go to Baltimore, and I know a lot of people have been pretty quiet about the Ravens, but the Ravens have Derrick Henry now, and that run game is going to be really good. Their passing game, not so much, but they have a very good defense, and their run game is going to be really good. I think they take this one. Again, another primetime game. I think they take this one from the Bills, though, in a one-possession game. So the Bills start the season 2-2 in my eyes. The next week, this is a big revenge game, right? Stephon Diggs is going to play against the Bills here. The Bills will travel to Houston on October 6th for our first 1 o'clock game since the home opener. This one I got the Bills taking. I think Josh Allen is super pumped up for this one, looking to shut up all the haters, shut up all the doubters, and especially shut up Stephon Diggs. I think the Bills win this one very close, improving them to 3-2 on the season. We move on. Another primetime game here in New York. This one against the Jets. I think the Bills beat the Jets here in a very, very, very close game. Again, the Jets are going to be a really good team this year. Their offense is stacked. If Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy and look at least somewhat what he did, in his time in Green Bay, I think the Jets are poised for a very good season. But I have the Bills winning this one to get them to 4-2. So 2 straight wins here. Then the Bills go to Tennessee. Again, Tennessee, a team that is kind of in the middle here, a playoff threat, but not a superstar team. I think the Bills handle this one pretty well and improve to 5-2. Then the Bills go to Seattle for a 4:05 game on October 27th. I think the Bills handle this one pretty well as well and improve to 6-2. Then we move back home against the Dolphins. This time, the Bills get their revenge and improve to 7-2. Again, a hard stretch earlier in the season, but now the Bills will be cruising at 7-2. The next week, they go on to Indianapolis, and this is a tough one, right? Indianapolis, a team that a lot of people are very, very concerned about having to play, especially in their division. Anthony Richardson, a big question mark, had a great season before he got injured last year. I think the Bills dropped this one, lowering them to 7-3. I think it's just kind of one of those games where the Bills are rolling, Colts might need a win, and the Colts just overcome them a little bit at home. So 7-3, the Bills will move back to Buffalo to play the Chiefs. This one on November 17th. A 4:25 game, so the crowd's going to be hyped. This is going to be probably the CBS game of the week, and I have the Bills beating the Chiefs here to make them 8-3. The Bills own the Chiefs in the regular season, not so much the playoffs, unfortunately, but I think the Bills will improve to 8-3 here. Then they stay at home and have to play the Niners. Give me a loss here. I think the Bills will end up losing this game on December 1st. Again, it's a primetime game. I think it's just one of those, the Bills get all hyped up and then, they fall after a big win against the Chiefs. The next week, the Bills will play the Rams in Los Angeles. Again, I see this one being a win. It is in the winter, but again, it's in LA, so it's in a dome. The weather's not going to have any effect on this one. Give me the Bills in that one. And then the Bills got to go to Detroit and play the Lions. Now, this is a tough game. The Lions had a really, really good year last year, and I think the Bills will lose this one to the Lions. I think the Lions get their revenge from that Thanksgiving game a couple years ago where the Lions tied it up, and then the Bills went down in literally like 10 seconds and scored a field goal at the end of the game. That nice, 40-yard pass to Diggs right down the seam. I think the Lions get their revenge and get their win against the Bills. Then the Bills have 3 more games after this, 2 of them being against the Patriots. So the first one against the Patriots will be at home on December 22nd. I think the Bills win this one easy. By this time, the Patriots should be pretty much checked out. Probably not a playoff team this year, but rookie quarterback Drake May may be seeing some reps at this point in the season, and I think he will be something to watch for. So Bills get a win there. Then the Bills get their home game against the Jets. I think they also win this one against the Jets, sweeping them in the series. And then their last game of the season, the Bills, like I mentioned earlier, play the Patriots. This one TBD what day and time, just because it's the last week of the season and you never know what games get moved to prime time or Saturday and all that. But yeah, I have the Bills ending the season with a win. So to recap, I have the Bills starting off the season 2-2, then going on a nice little stretch, and then some intermittent losses in there, but I still have the Bills as a playoff team. Now, as far as the division goes, I have the Bills either winning the division or finishing second, but here's my bold take of this video. I have 3 AFC East teams making the playoffs. I think the Jets, Miami, and the Bills will all make the playoffs this season. And that can make for some fun playoff football. So let me know if you guys agree or disagree, what games you agree with or disagree with in the comments below. Let me know where you think this Bills team ends up in the playoffs, what seed in the AFC. Leave a like on this video, subscribe, check out our Instagram, and thank you guys for watching. Peace out.